For more than 60 years, Brits have been sold the dream of a new paradise life in Australia. Every year, nearly 30,000 people emigrate there, and many head for the vibrant city of Sydney. Attracted to the harbour lifestyle, the sunshine, and the 70 beaches up and down the coast. Wildlife warrior Gary comes to the rescue of an abandoned baby possum.
She's terrified, of course, so we've got to be really quiet.
Claire's restaurant business suffers a major setback.
I work hard to earn this money and then they just come in and think they can take it. It's just horrible.
We'll meet Tim, who spends his birthday indulging in a very British craze, sweeping Oz. And we'll discover the reality of a dream life down under. Australia has twice as many unique species as Europe and North America combined, and urban areas make up just 1% of its total landmass. However, its cities are growing rapidly. By 2026, Sydney's population is forecast to grow to over 4.9 million. And this urban sprawl inevitably has an impact on the wildlife. Volunteer animal rescuer Gary knows you only need to visit one of Sydney's roads to see the damage done.
Here we are. Beautiful. Big blue-tongued lizard absolutely destroyed by being hit by a car. That's what happens when you put a major trunkway right through a national park.
38-year-old Gary grew up in the Lake District. He moved to Australia in 2001 and has never been back to the UK since. He trained as an electrician, but believes his true calling is working with animals.
With the wildlife, it's the be-all and end-all of my existence. It's for me, it's my job. And the other work I do is to make money. You know, it's kind of, it's a passion.
This wildlife warrior is part of a large network of volunteers who rescue and care for animals. He can get called out for anything, from birds to marsupials, to his speciality, reptiles.
Yeah, we've got a bearded dragon. This is a common bearded dragon for this area. So that's him in his angry, leave me alone pose.
Gary's next call is a baby possum that's been found abandoned at a children's nursery, but getting there is proving tricky.
Uh-oh. You know what that means? We've come down a one-way street. Uh-oh. Yay. I've never done that before. That's interesting. Hi, I'm Gary from Wires. Do you know what the story is with this ringtail possum?
Yes.
OK.
Are you here to collect it, or...?
I'm just parked right outside the children's playground at the car park.
We're right next door.
In the wild, possums live in trees, but in urban environments they can take up residence in the roof of people's homes, which contributes to their reputation as a pest.
This is a juvenile ringtail possum. How beautiful is he? In fact, we'll just check. I think it's a little girl. So she's terrified, of course, so we've got to be really quiet. OK, so she's obviously lost her parent, but she's going to be fine. No, I can't see. She'll be, a matter of a month or two. She's fully furred. So what we'll do is we'll call back into the call centre and get her to an experienced carer. Thank you very much indeed. Cheers. Thank you. See ya. I'm always kind of stressed when I get something that's outside of my my scope of work, and possums are certainly outside of my scope of work. So we're now taking a journey into the unknown. So let's do it.
Over 30% of Sydney's population is born overseas. And this is reflected in the range of cuisine on offer. Bondi has a particularly varied selection, from Thai to Italian. But no trip to the beach would be complete without fish and chips. And Britt Clare's restaurant is a local favourite.
Hey, the shop's been open since August 2005. It was my midlife crisis. I turned 40 and opened my own business, a fish and chip shop. I shouldn't tell you I turned 40, actually. I should keep my age a secret. Yeah. So, yeah, it's been over 6 years now, and I love it. I wouldn't do anything else now.
Originally from Cornwall, Claire moved to Australia in 1994 and now lives with her Australian partner, Walter.
I'd backpacked over here when I was in my 20s and always wanted to come back, but I was just happened to be with a group of friends, and a friend of mine came in saying, "Oh, guess what, I'm going to Australia." And I went, "Oh, I'll go if you want, if you need any help." And yeah, come over for 6 months, and 6 months turned into 18 years nearly.
Claire worked in telecommunications when she first arrived, but after being made redundant, decided she wanted to be her own boss.
I guess through having an open mind and nobody saying you need to be at work at 9 o'clock on Monday morning and you need to work all the way till Friday, I kind of did what I wanted and was really open to ideas.
Although she had no experience of running a restaurant, Claire opened hers 6 years ago.
I mean, it's kind of cliche, you know, the girl born in fishing town in Padstow ends up with a fish and chip shop in Bondi Beach.
Claire's worked hard to adapt her very English speciality to local tastes.
Grilled. I think grilled's better. Okay. Basic fish and chips is the New Zealand hokey, so that's kind of if somebody from England comes in and goes, "Oh, I want fish and chips," it's usually battered fish. So, but we do like a tempura batter, so it's a rice flour batter, so a little bit lighter and crispier than your sort of traditional old school stuff.
Instead of cod and battered sausage on the menu, you'll find grilled barramundi, squid and octopus.
The thing that makes me laugh is I get a lot of British people come into the shop and go, "Oh, you should do mushy peas with your chips, and you should do gravy or curry sauce or something." And I'm like, nah, it's Australia. It's, you know, there's only so many Pommy backpackers in Bondi for a certain amount of time, and then as soon as it gets cold, they all go north. So I'll be left with pounds and pounds of mushy peas and nothing to do with it. You know, Australians don't do mushy peas and gravy and curry sauce, so.
But keeping her business afloat requires a steady flow of customers. And while the sun is shining today, the peak summer season has got off to a distinctly rainy start.
People don't come out and eat when it rains, they order home deliveries. And fish doesn't travel well, so we don't deliver home deliveries. But yeah, so a lot of people won't come to the beach on a rainy day. They'll stay at home or go to the movies or go shopping. So it affects business when it rains. So.
Claire must now hope that the weather improves, as a busy Bondi summer is crucial to the success of her business. With an average 2,500 hours of sunshine per year in Sydney, the weather isn't normally an issue, but with a tropical climate, there's always the potential for heavy rain, prompting Sydney-siders to look for indoor entertainment. The Sydney Wildlife Centre and Aquarium can host over 10,000 visitors on a busy day. Among the animals and fish, you'll also find Tim from Cleethorpes, who is the centre's online marketing manager.
This is the biggest Great Barrier Reef themed exhibit in the world, and does what it says on the tin. It's all super pretty tropical fish.
33-year-old Tim arrived in Oz as a backpacker 6 years ago and lives with his fiancée from back home, 31-year-old Lorna.
We just always had it in the back of our minds that we'd like to come out, and we couldn't have timed it better, really. We'd made our decision to come, and then the redundancies all started to kind of kick in at home. My company actually kind of went to liquidation, and so we just knew we were doing the right thing.
The Wildlife Centre is home to around 12,500 animals, ranging from the downright dangerous to the highly unusual.
And what we've got in here are dugongs. So they're like, people call them manatees. They're not manatees, but They look like them.
Dugongs are most commonly found in Australia's northern waters, and legend has it that early sailors mistook them for mermaids.
There's only 5 or 6 of these guys in captivity anywhere in the world, and we've got 2 of them. A boy and a girl. They were both orphans, they were both washed up in Queensland.
Tim is also a keen photographer, and part of his job is to take publicity photos of the animals.
I love animals and I love the outdoors, and it's a good industry, tourism. Yeah, it's great, I love it. It's been the best of both.
It's the perfect job for you. It brings together digital and marketing, photography and animals. He doesn't have a bad day at work. He gets to take pictures of baby koalas.
Everybody has bad days at work, but
no,
my bad days are probably not as bad as somebody who works in finance or property.
He did go in having this much to do, and you've really created the job to your strengths, I think, which is, and again, kind of the Aussie culture out here has allowed that to happen. It doesn't matter if you've not done exactly that job before, they'll give you a go, and you've proved them it was the right thing to do.
But although Australia has provided Tim with an interesting job, there's one major thing he misses about the UK.
It's just the British sense of humour. Like, we're quite cynical, aren't we, as a nation? And Australia can be quite overly optimistic sometimes about certain things, and I'm not a cynic too much myself, but I miss that kind of the British mentality, really.
But Lorna's hoping that a very British surprise she's planned for Tim's birthday will make him feel like he's back in Cleethorpes. The wettest start to summer on record is not the only problem in Paradise. Burglaries hit a peak in Bondi during the summer months, and Claire is the latest victim.
They broke into the back of the building, kicked the door in, and then came in and then just smashed into the safe.
Over £500 worth of cash has been taken, and she now has to pay out for repairs and upgraded security.
You can't really see much where has it happened now, but they jimmied it all. This is all broken, and so this whole lot was hanging out. But we've had to kind of secure it a bit until we get a new door put on. The insurance company's going to cover all that. It's times like that where you find yourself on your own, and I go, oh God, I wish my family was here. You know, I wish my sister was here, my brother was here, or somebody would come round and, you know, just say it'll be all right. Don't worry, it'll be all right. And, you know, I've got friends and, you know, everybody here, but that's when you need your family. You just need them, because you know that you don't need to say anything to them, they just know you. So, yeah, you do get that. You get that side of it, which... Deep breath.
It's the second time in 3 years that Claire's shop has been broken into, and she'll have to make sure that no cash is left on site again.
I just kind of think, oh, why don't they go out and get a job for a living, you know? I work hard to earn this money, and then they just come in and think they can take it. It's just horrible. It sucks. Yeah.
Claire will need to work hard to make up the shortfall, but she'll also need a little help from Mother Nature.
The weather's horrible, and it's just, you know, it means business is slow, and when you've lost takings and things like that, you want some sunshine to make up some money, so not happening.
Along the coast from Bondi, perched on the edge of the clifftop, is Clovelly Bowling Club, where Tim is celebrating his 34th birthday in a very British fashion.
When it starts, yeah? It's rubbish. Go on,
Tim.
No, go on.
Go on. So the spot goes in where?
The whole event has been organised by Tim's girlfriend Lorna, and to make it feel authentically British, she's rounded up as many Poms as possible.
There's one Aussie in there somewhere. Oh no, there's 2. There's 2 Aussies. And then there's another 4 or 5 Poms on the way as well. So about 25 Poms, 2 Aussies. It's about the typical ratio in the eastern suburbs anyway, really. So.
Lawn bowls is often thought of as a genteel sport played by pensioners, but a weekend visit to one of Australia's many clubs paints a different picture.
A lot of old people do it here as well, but at the weekend it's just a bit of a... just the young'uns descend on the place. Anyone can play it. You don't have to have any gear, you don't need to be good at it. And it's got a cheap bar.
Having moved 12,000 miles from home, Sydney's Poms tend to stick together.
Thank you.
kind of at our age, it's a bit weird making friends all over again, but that comes with the territory. When you move to the other side of the world, you just got to accept that happens. So. And we've had a lot of other friends that we did know who've moved away, so it's quite transient. You find some people come and go away again. So we've had friends we know better who've been and gone.
The average age that people move to Oz is 27, and many find that they soon have to make difficult choices.
What I found hard is kind of moving through into probably in the second year is all these decisions that you feel like you might have to make. So it's, oh, you're feeling quite settled here, that's great. But so then what happens? Do you have children here? You know, do you get married here and settle here? And it throws up all these things that if I was still back in Leeds, we wouldn't have to worry about, I suppose. So it's a real battle for me that can't be answered and won't be answered anytime soon.
For some, the solution is dual nationality.
We definitely kind of like to do that and become citizens ultimately. I think that would be really good, really nice to kind of have the option then to be here or to be in the UK.
Yeah, it gives us the option to go back when we want to or stay here forever.
Tim and Lorna also find themselves attracted to this option.
I think it's a bit of a no-brainer. It's just flexibility. When we say, obviously, oh, it's great to have, you know, the option to live in both, it's just purely a flexibility thing. It's hedging your bets to an extent.
Happy birthday to you.
But for Tim, some things will never change.
I'd gladly take, you know, the residency, whatever, but I'm never supporting the sporting team. No chance.
I don't think they make you. I think it's okay.
Is it?
Yeah.
Animal rescuer Gary is taking the ringtail possum he picked up earlier to an expert carer. Having been separated from its mother, it's vital that it receives attention as soon as possible.
Hello, Marilyn.
Yes, hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hello.
So, Marilyn is our veteran possum rehabilitator. She's a legend in her field. And I've just got to build you
Baby
up.
possum?
Baby ringtail, fully furred. I think it's a little female.
Oh, come on, beautiful. I've got some pals for you. That's wonderful. I've got two that are a bit mismatched.
Ringtail possums can be found along the east coast of Australia. These shy nocturnal creatures live in forests in communal nests.
She's a beautiful little
Yeah.
girl.
I've got one about the same size in there. And the smaller one is back riding.
Oh, OK, radio. OK.
OK, so
this
you've
is
got another
stressed
girl.
out there, right?
Yes.
They totally de-stress once they're with other possums.
In the wild, they emerge at night to forage for leaves, fruit and flowers.
This is what they absolutely love, which is grevillea. And we'll give them some of that. They would be normally feeding at night time. Thanks very much. You don't bite me, thank you.
Right.
No, we'll cover them up, keep them in the dark, and they'll be all settled up by night time. Okay.
To calm them, Marilyn puts the possums in small knitted pouches to replicate their natural habitat, where they huddle together in nests called drays.
So we're just going to pop these in the corner?
Yes. We make artificial drays for them, and when they're released as a group, the whole dray will go as a group up in a tree, and they'll live together.
The future looks bright for these possums, but Gary knows there's a huge amount of work to be done to protect Australia's wildlife from the growth of cities.
One person can't make a difference, there's absolutely no doubt about it, you know? But if we can just get people into the way of thinking from a conservation point of view, we could make a difference. Do I see that happening? I don't know. But it certainly isn't going to stop me trying.
Over in Bondi, the sun's finally out, and business is improving for Claire. But the weather's not the only reason why things are looking up.
Hey, I was sitting in the back of the car with two friends, and I just asked one of them to buy the paper, and I opened it up, and it was just like, oh my God. And when you suddenly see your big face looking at you, it's like... It's funny. You feel a bit embarrassed, actually, but anyway. And then consequences of having that in the paper on Saturday is very, very, very busy busy weekend. So, yeah, extremely busy. So we're licking our wounds today after the cupboard was bare last night. It's just amazing publicity that when you get one, it's just worth so much. You just can't, yeah, it's amazing. It's good fun. It's nice. A little boost. Makes you happy, especially after a week of rain.
For Claire, this is just another example of what Australia offers to those willing to work hard.
They've always called it the land of opportunity, and I still think that's true. You know, when you kind of hear what's going on around the world now, I look around here and I think, we're actually doing OK here. We're not getting affected by it all. And I don't know, yeah, I think it's, you know, I think it is still a land of opportunity, very much.
England take on Belgium tomorrow in a friendly live football from 4:30. Then a new series on ITV1, Sporting Stars Watch Out. Alistair McGowan is about to do what he does best. You Cannot Be Serious is at 7:30 tomorrow. The Cube follows that at 8.
For more than 60 years, Brits have been sold the dream of a new paradise life in Australia. Every year, nearly 30,000 people emigrate there, and many head for the vibrant city of Sydney. Attracted to the harbour lifestyle, the sunshine, and the 70 beaches up and down the coast. Wildlife warrior Gary comes to the rescue of an abandoned baby possum.
She's terrified, of course, so we've got to be really quiet.
Claire's restaurant business suffers a major setback.
I work hard to earn this money and then they just come in and think they can take it. It's just horrible.
We'll meet Tim, who spends his birthday indulging in a very British craze, sweeping Oz. And we'll discover the reality of a dream life down under. Australia has twice as many unique species as Europe and North America combined, and urban areas make up just 1% of its total landmass. However, its cities are growing rapidly. By 2026, Sydney's population is forecast to grow to over 4.9 million. And this urban sprawl inevitably has an impact on the wildlife. Volunteer animal rescuer Gary knows you only need to visit one of Sydney's roads to see the damage done.
Here we are. Beautiful. Big blue-tongued lizard absolutely destroyed by being hit by a car. That's what happens when you put a major trunkway right through a national park.
38-year-old Gary grew up in the Lake District. He moved to Australia in 2001 and has never been back to the UK since. He trained as an electrician, but believes his true calling is working with animals.
With the wildlife, it's the be-all and end-all of my existence. It's